What if the most courageous act of war isn't charging into battle, but holding a stranger's hand in the dark while the world burns above you? In Sisters of the Storm, Lana Kortchik delivers a World War II novel that transforms historical tragedy into a luminous testament to female solidarity, proving that in landscapes defined by destruction, sisterhood is the only infrastructure that cannot be bombed. This isn't merely another wartime saga with battlefield heroics. It's a tender, emotionally precise narrative where every shared ration carries ancestral weight, every whispered lullaby defies annihilation, and love means choosing tenderness when cruelty has become the default language of survival. From the first rain-soaked narration, listeners are immersed in a Ukraine where storms rage both in the sky and in the soul, making every moment of connection feel like both miracle and resistance. Perfect for fans of historically grounded women's fiction and stories where hope is forged through collective care rather than individual triumph, this audiobook serves up relentless authenticity, unflinching emotional honesty, and protagonists whose journey from fractured strangers to chosen family resonates with anyone who's ever found home in the arms of those who understand loss without explanation. When nurse Olena Kovalenko and refugee teacher Anya Petrova are forced to share a crumbling basement shelter during the 1943 Kharkiv offensive, they expect mutual suspicion, not to discover their griefs speak the same silent language. But as they navigate air raids and scarce supplies, they realize this proximity isn't accident, it's lifeline. Kortchik masterfully avoids reducing war to backdrop or her heroines to saintly martyrs. Instead, she crafts a narrative where survival is communal labor, where consent is negotiated through shared silence and small acts of preservation, and where healing requires honoring pain without letting it erase joy. The audiobook narration amplifies this emotional precision, capturing Elena's disciplined compassion softening into genuine trust, and Anya's guarded intellect revealing warmth beneath trauma. You don't just hear their bond deepen, you feel the seismic shift of two women learning that sisterhood isn't born of blood, but of the daily choice to witness each other's humanity when the world refuses to see it. What elevates Sisters of the Storm beyond typical WWII fiction is its nuanced portrayal of female resilience as relational practice rather than solitary endurance. Elena and Anya aren't merely surviving bombardment, they're confronting how war weaponizes isolation against women's bonds, challenging the notion that strength requires emotional armor. Their relationship evolves through acts of radical reciprocity, sharing stories during blackouts that bypass performance, setting boundaries that protect both dignity and dependence, and defending each other's right to grieve openly against communities that mistake stoicism for virtue. Supporting characters add vital texture: elderly neighbors whose memories carry both warning and grace, children whose laughter tests despair, even the storm itself, rendered as both adversary and catalyst whose fury strips away pretense to reveal what truly matters. Every interaction reinforces the novel's core truth. In worlds built on erasure, remembrance is rebellion, and presence is the only true sanctuary. Even the historical details serve thematic depth, with blackout curtains mirroring emotional shielding, and communal kitchens becoming metaphors for nourishment beyond the physical. For audiobook listeners, this production is pure auditory immersion with soul. The narrator embodies Elena and Anya with remarkable distinction. Elena's voice carries steady calm laced with dawning vulnerability, while Anya's tone holds quiet intensity beneath layers of protective discipline, making their chemistry palpable even in stillness. Sound design enhances atmosphere without overwhelming intimacy. Distant artillery marking existential threat, rain against cellar walls during vulnerable confessions, the hushed rustle of fabric syncing with breath during moments of clarity, all anchor historical stakes and sensory reality. Pacing mirrors the rhythm of wartime life, deliberate during reflection and ritual, then surging with urgency as external dangers breach sanctuary. Whether you're commuting through modern peace or sitting in twilight solitude, the audiobook creates a portable shelter where slowness feels sacred and connection feels lifeline. It's storytelling as embodied validation, transforming passive listening into active participation in a journey where healing isn't about escaping history, but about carrying it forward together. Ultimately, Sisters of the Storm redefines WWII women's fiction by centering female epistemology within historical frameworks. It satisfies genre cravings for emotional payoff and hopeful resolution, while delivering substantive commentary on wartime gender roles, intergenerational trauma, and the radical act of building belonging through mutual stewardship rather than rescue. No prior series knowledge is needed. It stands confidently as a complete emotional odyssey rooted in verified events. If you've ever wondered whether love can thrive in unimaginable darkness, or if true strength requires softness in hardened times, this audiobook will affirm that sometimes the most powerful resistance is simply refusing to let go of each other's hands. Press play, step into the shelter, and prepare to believe that even in histories shaped by storm, hearts still find ways to hold fast. Your next favorite historical novel isn't waiting in grand victories. It's waiting in the brave, trembling choice to be someone's safe place when the world offers none.